The book of Vayikra, Leviticus, ends with the portions Behar, Bechukotai. And in Bechukotai are the tochacha, the rebuke or the curses, where the Torah explains that if the Jewish people should turn their backs on studying Hashem's Torah and performing His mitzvot, He will act towards them in a casual way. And they will suffer from all of the different difficulties in this world, plague and exile, starvation, etc., a terrible litany of curses. The famous Rav Meir Simcha of Dvinsk wrote in his commentary to the Torah, the Meshech Chochmah, a fascinating essay on this topic, where he traces Jewish history. And he shows that during Jewish history there are periods where there's difficulty, there's tragedy, and then we come into a golden era. And in this golden era we have prosperity, we are very wealthy, everything is going fine for us. And inevitably, as the Torah predicts, unfortunately, the Jewish people begin to turn their backs on God. They fail to study Torah as they are meant to. They fail to perform mitzvot, to observe mitzvot as they are meant to. And their spiritual situation begins to plummet. And no sooner has this happened than the warnings mentioned in the Torah come true. They turn their back on Hashem, and then they just become victim to what happens in this world. Enemies come. They are exiled from their land. They are sent into the diaspora, into exile where they suffer. And of course this happened in the times of the first temple and again in the times of the second temple with the Romans. And we are still in that exile. And very often during the exiles, Jewish people did not have a life of ease. And they didn't turn their back on Hashem. Precisely because things were difficult, they turned to Hashem. But then the cycle would repeat itself. As things got better, there was a golden age, there was prosperity. People would begin to turn away from Hashem. And the same thing would happen and happen over and over again. And Rav Meir Simcha says, we have to learn from history. Moshe says in Pashat Hazinu, Zechor Yemot Olam, Binu Shnot Dor Vador. If you want to understand what happens in each and every generation, then Zechor Yemot Olam. Remember what happened before. You have to learn from history. Don't repeat history. Don't repeat the mistakes of your forefathers. And then Rav Meir Simcha says something which was very chilling. And this was written sometime before World War II. He says, woe to those who refer to Berlin as Jerusalem. That the Jews, they were becoming too comfortable. They had absolutely everything. They were assimilated and integrated into the community. And no longer was Jerusalem, Jerusalem. Now, Jerusalem was Berlin. They had turned their backs on the mitzvot of Hashem. He said, woe to us if we have this outlook. Today, thank God, Jews are in a good situation. We live in Western countries where the democracies allow us to fulfill our religion, to study Torah, to do mitzvot. And we're affluent. Jews are probably more affluent than at any time in history. However, this comes with this challenge, that we can turn our back on Hashem, on the Torah, and things can happen that we really would not like to happen. Therefore, we have to remember that as comfortable as this exile is, it's a gilded cage, and that we should always look forward to the time of Mashiach, when we can serve Hashem without anybody disturbing us, and in a full and absolute way. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.